Looking at our world from a theological perspective. This is the Theology Central Podcast, making theology central.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is Wednesday, July the 6th, 2022. It is currently 3:24 p.m. Central Time, and I'm coming to you live from Abilene, Texas. And I have a very important question to ask you. I want you to really think about this. How are you doing spiritually right now? At this very moment, how are you doing spiritually? Let me add another question. I mean, we've made it to July. So if you look back over 2022, right? If you look back over 2022, how have things gone for you this year spiritually? Has this been a year of great spiritual growth? Has it been some spiritual setbacks, some struggles, some difficulties? And here's another important question. I'm just going to ask a lot of questions. What can I do on this podcast to help you spiritually moving through the rest of 2022, going into 2023? What can I do on this podcast to help you spiritually? And I'm not just asking that in okay, give me your answer and I'll be like, oh, well, isn't that cute? No, I really want to know, what can this podcast do to help you? Because every time I turn on this microphone, I don't always speak correctly, but every time I turn on this microphone, my desire, my goal really is to help you and to assist you. Now, I'll be the first to admit, sitting behind this microphone, talking about theological issues, doing Bible studies, devotionals, whatever we're working on, it helps me. It challenges me to think. I've got to process all of my thoughts, and then I've got to figure things out, and then it leads me to deeper study. So it does benefit me spiritually, but the real goal is to help you. So how are you doing today? How have you been doing? If you look back over 2022, how have you done through the year so far? And moving forward, what can this podcast, Theology Central, what can we do? What can I do to assist you to allow you to finish 2022? I want you to finish the year better off spiritually than you started. That's the goal. And I want to finish off better. I want to finish the year better off spiritually than I started. That's the goal. I don't know if I'm going to get there, but I'm going to do my very best. But I want to help and assist you. That's the goal. I'm not turning on the microphone going, hey, help this podcast finish the year strong. No, I'm not doing that type of thing, which I get emails all the time. Help us finish July, the month of July, off strong by giving us $5,000. No, I want to help you. So tell me what I can do. Now, you should know. You should be very aware that one of the things I try to do to assist you in your spiritual life is I try to get you to actually study the Bible for yourself, not just turn on a podcast to listen to someone else, but to get you to pick up a notebook, to pick up a pencil. Yes, to pick up a pencil, to pick up a Bible, to pick up some reference tools, to pick up an interlinear so you can look at the Greek and Hebrew, the Bible dictionary, Bible encyclopedia. I try to get you to pick all of those tools up and to actually study the Bible by giving you a podcast series that we call Bible Study Exercise. The goal is to move you from a passive listener to an active Bible student. We accomplish this through by doing a number of things. I give you homework. I give you assignments. I do some of the teaching like, could it be this? Well, what about this? I don't know about this, to get you involved in trying to find the answer. Right? We have curriculum that we give to you for free. If you so desire to access it, all you have to do is sign up. It's free and it's there every single week. New curriculum. We have the Bible memory app, which we haven't utilized a lot. And it's probably something we need to really try to, or at least I need to try to discipline myself to see what we can do moving through the rest of 2022 so that we can end the year with maybe a better focus on Bible memory. We now have the YouVersion Bible app. We still don't know all the features that they're going to give us, but we're going to try to utilize the Bible version app in a way to once again supplement and help you with you becoming a Bible student. That's what we want. We want the Bible Study Exercise podcast series to be a series for anyone anywhere who wants to study the Bible, all they have to do is subscribe to the podcast series or just to the Theology Central podcast and just look for those episodes. They usually it's going to be very easy to identify them as Bible study exercise. Or if you have the Church One app, Church ONE, that's Church ONE. You download the app, Android or Apple, Church ONE. Once you download the app, search for Theology Central, choose us as your broadcaster of choice. And then basically it becomes the Theology Central app, and just look for series, find Bible study exercise, and every time a new one drops, it's right there. Even if you don't listen to anything else we do, you can have that. So we really, I want to build a community of people who want to study the Bible. I don't necessarily like the word community. I want to build because it's just used in so many. Okay, we can get into a long discussion about that. I'm just trying to find people out there who want to study the Bible, and I want to do everything I can to help them do just that. So that's what we've been trying to do, and that's what we're going to continue to do through the rest of 2022, 2023. As long as I have breath and as long as I have a platform, I'm going to continue to try my best to help you study the Bible, and I'm going to study right along with you. That's what we're going to do. So what else can I do? Well, I wanted to take some time today just to get you to start thinking about where you are spiritually, where you have been and where you're going. And I wanted to take a little bit of time to kind of give you an update on where we are in the Bible Study Exercise podcast series and where we could be going. And I want to offer you, the possibility of something additional, and you can make a choice on which you would prefer, what you would like. Would you want me to do this? But I need you to let me know. I need you to let me know because we have a lot of things to consider. So are you ready? Okay, first, let's consider where we are right now in the Bible Study Exercise podcast series. We are doing a study on pneumatology, the doctrine of the Holy Spirit. It's been a long study. And I know that in some cases, it's not the kind of study people expected because we've been doing a lot of more just trying to correct. Here's what everyone says the Holy Spirit does, and I've called much of that into question. But I still think it's been beneficial. Also, there's a few people who have really committed themselves to the study, and they're doing the topical method of Bible study on the Holy Spirit. And even if they haven't gotten anything from what I have done, hopefully they have benefited greatly from the exercise. And I really do appreciate that because I've taught the topical method of Bible study, I don't know for how many years of my life. And I don't think I can name one person who's ever actually completed a topical method of Bible study. I think so many people are like, I want to learn how to study the Bible. I'll teach you the methods. Never mind. That's too much work. So it's pretty awesome to see people have made it this far and are so close to actually finishing the study. I'm very happy about that. So we're in the middle of that study. Now, here's what I would want to just challenge you to do. All right. Here's what I want to challenge you to do. Let's see here. I'm going to go back. Here's what I want you to do. If you have not had the opportunity, open up the curriculum, and I want you to make sure you at least read through and consider. Now, I don't agree with their necessarily their conclusions, but I want you to at least get their perspective on the following sessions. Unit 1, Session 3, which is Indwelt by the Spirit. Unit 1, Session 3, Indwelt by the Spirit. Unit 1, Session 4, Filled with the Spirit. Unit 1, Session 4, Filled with the Spirit. Then you can skip the special focus, interdependence, and independence session. You can skip that session because I did do a podcast episode dedicated to it. Hopefully you found that to be helpful. Then I want you to do this week's session, which is called Walking with the Spirit. That's Unit 1, Session 5. Unit 1, Session 5. Then I want you to look at Unit 1, Session 6, United through the Spirit, and that will be next week's session, and that will be the last session. Now, I know some of you are like, but I'm doing the topical method. I understand. I'm not asking you to go like spend hours on these sessions in the curriculum, just to read it, just to look at it. One, it may help you in organizing things for the topical method. Two, it may bring in some questions that I need to get as soon as possible so that I can dedicate an episode to answering questions. And it just may provide more information and more perspective. You may agree with their perspective and disagree with mine. That's okay. But I'm trying to give you as much as I can to help you on the subject of pneumatology. So let's go through that again. This is what I'm really challenging you to do. All right, hang on. That just went wrong. Here we go. All right, I really want you to look at Unit 1, Session 3, Indwelt by the Spirit. That's Unit 1, Session 3, Indwelt by the Spirit. Look at it. Now, if you're listening right now, you're like, well, I don't have the curriculum. All you got to do is email me, newsif@yahoo.com, newsif@yahoo.com. That's newsif@yahoo.com. All right? And say, I would like the curriculum. I'll send you a link. You register, you're in. Okay? You're in. And now, if we want you to use it, that's the thing. And that's something I will be talking about here in a minute. If you're not using the curriculum, you need to let me know because, well, here's how it works. We get so many spots, right, for curriculum. So many links to curriculum we're allowed to send out. After we reach, say, over 25, then we have to pay more money so that more people can sign up. Well, if we're paying more money and 15 people are not even using the curriculum anymore, then, well, you can probably tell, then we're wasting our money. So we will be, so if you're not using it, you need to let me know, okay, so that I can remove your name so that spot opens up for someone else. But if you're using it, by all means, if you want to use it, you sign up. It's yours for free. We're not going to ask you for any money because we want you to have it. We want to help you, right? So Unit 1, Session 3, Indwelt by the Spirit. Just read it, look at it. Unit 1, Session 4, Filled with the Spirit. Skip the special focus. Then look at Unit 1, Session 5, Walk with the Spirit. And then Unit 1, Session 6, United through the Spirit. And if you can just get that done between now and the end of next week. And then if you have any questions or comments, email them to me. newsif@yahoo.com. You don't have, there's no homework. There's no assignment. All I'm just wanting you to do is actually look at the curriculum and see what they have to say. You may go, wait, that I disagree. Wait, that's interesting. It's just giving you more information so that you'll be well-rounded in your understanding of the doctrine of the Holy Spirit and all the different perspectives that are very much present in the body of Christ. And many of them, I believe, are wrong, fraudulent, and need to be, well, understood so that they can be condemned, all right? And so you can look and see how they approach it. All right, does that sound good? All right, now, tonight at 7 p.m., from the pulpit at Victory Baptist Church, we'll be working on the doctrine of the Holy Spirit again, using one of the books I used in one of the seminaries I attended and graduated from, and we'll be just working through that in a very academic way, and hopefully that will continue to be of some value and benefit to those listening. All right, so that's what we'll be doing tonight, so there'll be a little bit more content. Now, what I may do is either tomorrow, maybe, I don't think I'll do it tonight, but coming up maybe this week into the weekend, there's a possibility that I may grab the curriculum and just work through some of these sessions and talk about it and offer my perspective on it. Won't be the most exciting, but at least you'll hear the curriculum. If you've already looked at it, you'll be familiar, and then you'll hear my critique and analysis of it. Hopefully that will be beneficial. All right. But I'm not going to give you any more homework. All right. The homework was the topical method of Bible study. That was the major homework. I've tried to give you no additional homework because I know how overwhelming that method of Bible study is. Only a few people put it this way, there may be other people participating. I don't know. I can't interpret silence, so I can only interpret what I know. Those who are participating, awesome. Those who are not, all I can say is you really missed out on a very good opportunity to learn and to put into practice I think one of the most important methods of Bible study, especially when trying to study everything the Bible has to say in regards to a gigantic topic like the doctrine of the Holy Spirit. So I gave you the tool. If you don't use the tool, that's on you, but at least I gave you the tool. All right, now, that's kind of an update of where we have been. Now we need to kind of preview where we are going. Where are we going? Well, one thing we're going to be doing is we're going to end basically the summer we'll basically end the summer with a focus on the concept of our responsibility to our neighbor. That as a believer, we have a biblical responsibility to our neighbor. Here are going to be the studies that we'll be looking at. Unit 2, Session 1. Who is your neighbor? Unit 2, Session 2. What does love look like? Unit 2, Session 3. Pray for your neighbor. Unit 2, Session 4. Honor your neighbor. What is that all about? Unit 2, Session 5. Forgive your neighbor. And Unit 2, Session 6. Share Christ with your neighbor. That is how we're going to end basically the month of August. All right. That's going to get us through the month of August. Let's go through these again. Unit 2, Session 1. Who is your neighbor? Unit 2, Session 2. What does love look like? Unit 2, Session 3. Pray for your neighbor. Unit 2, Session 4. Honor your neighbor. Unit 2, Session 5. Forgive your neighbor. Unit 2, Session 6. Share Christ with your neighbor. All right. Then that will move us into the month of September. So that's good. So all of August is the end of July, and all of August is going to be about our responsibility, a biblical theology about our responsibility to our neighbors. What is a biblical theology about your responsibility to, they're using the term neighbors, or we could probably say just this. What is the biblical theology about your responsibility regarding other people? All right. That, I think, will be very practical, right? After dealing with a lot of this kind of very academic stuff, this will balance out that academic focus with something very practical, probably very devotional, and hopefully very convicting. Now, after we finish the month of August, we will enter to the month of September with the focus on Unit 1, Session 1 in September will be Faith on Display in Hard Times, is what it's called. And this is going to be a study on the book of James to some level. It's going to basically, I'm just going to open up the study guide for this one. Give me 1 second as it opens, because I think this will give me an outline for that whole month. Okay, here we go. Yes. What we're going to do for fall 2022, all right, we're going to be looking at James, living out your faith. James, living out your faith. And this is how it's going to work. September the 4th, Session 1, Faith on Display in Hard Times. Session 2, which will be September the 11th, Faith on Display in Your Relationships. September the 18th, Session 3, Faith on Display in Your Actions. September the 25th, Faith on Display in Your Conversations. October the 2nd, Faith on Display in Facing the Enemy. October the 9th, Faith on Display in Your Priorities. All right. So that is all the month of September, and the first part of October is all going to be the book of James. All right. So the end of August is all about the theological responsibility you have to others. And September is all going to be the book of James. That is what we have planned. That's where we are going. That's the preview. But now here's the $1 million question. Would you like to change that? Or would you like to add to that? Or would you like to just leave it as is? We could change, we can add, or we can just leave it as is. Here is your option in either changing or adding to. We can, for our curriculum, add a new subscription. And this subscription will be what's called Explore the Bible Study. Explore the Bible Study. And Explore the Bible Study will be an additional curriculum. Where right now the curriculum we're basically using is called Bible Studies for Life, right? The Explore the Bible is much more book-based, working through books kind of chapter by chapter. All right? Now we can add this. Let me tell you what would be coming up. What would we would be getting ready to do a study if we sign up for this. It would be for fall 2022. So it would be that September, October timeframe. And we would be studying the books of Amos, Jonah, Hosea, and Micah. All right? Here is how it's described. God doesn't just want us to read his word. He wants us to know it and live its truth. That's why Explore the Bible takes groups book by book through scripture, framing every passage in its appropriate biblical and cultural context. This fall, we'll study prophets God sent to warn Judah and Israel that judgment was coming. Their message still resonates today. God takes sin seriously, and he will still take action to bring individuals and nations back to him. 13 sessions. So we would go through 13 sessions. It would take us 13 sessions to work through Amos, Jonah, Hosea, and Micah. Now we can add that to our study of James and working through that. We can have them both in a sense going on. Now it will be extra work for me, extra broadcast. It may limit other broadcasts that I can do. I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing to put in the effort if you want me to do this. Now, here's the thing. I really need, typically, I know sometimes when I ask for a response, I don't get it. I really need it this time. Because here's what I do. Like right here, they want me to subscribe. And so if I hit subscribe, guess what? I have to choose how many attendees. Well, the lowest number is 1 through 25. I think that will accommodate what we currently have. So we'll go 1 through 25. Then I click next. And guess what? Oh, it's going to cost me, you see, I don't think we need... Yeah, I think we could do it for the $20 a month. So it would cost additional $20 a month. So it would cost us an additional $20 a month to give 25 people access to the curriculum for the Explore the Bible study guides. Now, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that if people want it, if people are willing to use it. Okay? Now, what we would do is we probably... if you say, well, I could get overwhelmed. Here's how it would probably work. I would probably focus homework on, say, maybe one part of the study, and on the other study that you would have access to, just remind you of it, maybe do some devotional studies or do some studies here online, but not really give you homework. Only homework would come from one, not from both, where you're getting bogged down with too much homework. So I would maintain the homework as being something that would be practical, and you would have the ability to actually complete. So if we would like to do this, it would be an additional $20 a month. I definitely need to know who wants to do so and who doesn't. You can email me, newsif@yahoo.com, newsif@yahoo.com. I really need answers. And I will say this, if you signed up for the Bible study exercise material in the past and you're just not using it, you haven't touched it in months, you have no desire, and you have no desire to pick it back up in the future, let me know. I just simply remove you, and that opens the spot. No judgment. You're just helping. But if you like, man, I haven't done anything, but I really want to, then keep your spot. Don't leave it. It's perfectly okay. I understand getting busy and distracted. If you're going to use it, then by all means. Look, I got no problem for us paying more, even if you're only using it once every month. I don't care. I'm willing to pay whatever so that you have access to curriculum to get you actually studying the Bible to help you move forward. But that's where we are going. That's where we're going for the Bible study exercise. That's where we are. That's where we're going. And well, there's is your option of an additional curriculum to help you. All right. Now, we've used in the past at my church this new curriculum that I'm possibly suggesting, the Explore the Bible study guide. We used to get the actual physical books. Now I had to make a decision. I just felt like that they really weren't being utilized. And I'm not very patient. If I kind of feel like, you know what, we're not using this, I'm very quick to say, that's it. Nope, we're not wasting the money, because there's nothing worse than spending money on curriculum or on devotionals or on books for people and they're not being utilized. It just drives me crazy, because it just seemed it's such to me it's something that people do who have access to so much. We just take it for granted. Oh, you're going to give me a study guide? Yeah, whatever. Maybe I'll use it. Oh, whatever. Maybe I won't. It's just, to me, it's so arrogant. There are people who would do anything to have Bible study curriculum and have a Bible and be able to study. In many cases, they don't have access to anything. And so many people who have access to everything, they're just like, whatever. And so many churches spend so much money to put curriculum in the hands of people, and then those people never use it and then claim they're not being fed spiritually. And you're like, what in the world are you talking about? So it's right there. You can have access to it. I can get you access to it right now. So if all I need to know is you let me know today, and if the majority are yes, then I will sign up today, and I will start trying to get you access to the Explore the Bible curriculum as soon as I possibly can. And you can start looking at it right now. The current study in that is 1st and 2nd Kings. I've been getting these booklets forever. I have them come to my house. I have them digitally. I'm always finding, because the reason I love curriculum is I like the concept of, okay, open the curriculum. Wait, that's what they want me to study? I don't really want to study that. But you know what? I'm going to I like being challenged to study something that I may not choose, because if I just study what I choose, that can lead you into a spiritual rut. And so I like to be challenged to study something that maybe is not on my agenda. I like it kind of being seen as, well, it's outside of my control. That's what they're going to give me. That's what I'm going to study. So there you have it. I need your feedback, right? We would still have the Bible Study for Life curriculum. Then you would have access to the Explore the Bible, and we could do that for relatively cheap. I mean, I think it would cost us to pull all of that off. I think we'd be looking between about $50 a month, $60 a month. I think to pull that off. I think we can do that. Put it this way: I'll do it as long as I can afford to do it. That's the thing. All right, but I'm not. But I want to give you something. The key is to put it in your hands. It's to help you. Like where are you at right now spiritually? Where have you been? And what do you want to accomplish in your spiritual life moving to 2022? And how can I help you? There's so many things I don't know what I can do, but I know this. I can say, hey guys, let's study the Bible together. Here's curriculum. All right. Subscribe to the podcast. It's free. I'll turn on the microphone and go, are you ready? Today we're looking at this. Today we're going to consider this. Today we're going to study this. Come on, participate. Come on. Hey, here's the assignment. Send it to me. Hey, do this. And I can do everything I can to help you. So that's the opportunity. I'm sitting here looking at it. I want to subscribe right now is what I want to do. I want to. Maybe I'll just subscribe for myself. I don't know. I think some of y'all want to participate. I think some of you will. That James study, oh boy, yeah, that's going to be fun. Right? But Amos, Hosea, and Micah, those got to be awesome studies, right? Because most people don't know much about Amos, Hosea, or Micah. Jonah, everyone knows. Oh, you do. You tell me what you want to do. All right, there you go. All right. I thought we would get this update out of the way. And again, I would just challenge you I don't know how you're listening to us, because the numbers have been so weird right now for our podcasting numbers. It's bizarre. Spreaker right now, we're like 100% above where we are normally at with our statistics on the Spreaker app. I don't know where people, and it's been really weird, all the different places people are listening. So I don't know how you're listening to us or where you're listening to us from, but a great way to at least have this option. You can still subscribe to us on all your podcasting apps, but download the Church One app, Church ONE. That's Church ONE. Then simply put in Theology Central and choose us. Make sure in the Church One app, all the notifications are on. Man, all of the content is broken into individual series. It's much easier to find, and you can listen to us live whenever we're live. And you'll get notified anytime I upload an older message that is not currently on the Church One app. So it just is an easy way. But however you're listening to us, I love to know. I like to know how you discovered us and how you're listening to us. All right. Someone said that they're interested. Okay, well, good. If they're interested, then maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll see. That's already one. So maybe by the end of the day, if you're already signed up for the curriculum, I think you'll just automatically get an email letting you know you have access to new curriculum. So we'll see. I'm going to sit here and look at everything. And if I I'm not going to wait for that many. If I just get a couple saying do it, then that's one. Look, if I can help one person, then it's worth the $20, right? $40, $50, whatever, it's worth it. So I'll do anything I can to help someone. So we'll do what we can. All right. Thank you very much for telling me that. I greatly appreciate that. So, but the Church One app is the best way. They're getting ready to release an update to the Church One app that may fix some problems that some people were having. We'll have to see, but we'll see. We're just pursuing. We're looking at every option available to us with every platform, and so we've got a lot of things that we're continuing to work on. All right, email me newsif@yahoo.com. Newsif@yahoo.com. That's kind of that's where we've been. That's where we are. That's where we're going. I hope I accomplished something today. Thank you for tuning in to this special episode of the Bible study exercise podcast series. It's kind of a special episode. Hopefully it will be beneficial. And just remember, 7 p.m. tonight, we'll be live streaming, and we'll be back on the doctrine of the Holy Spirit, coming to you live from Victory Baptist Church in the middle of nowhere, Texas. But somewhere between now and then, I may do one more podcast episode. I may try to get one more in before I head to the church. And then I may do one more late night broadcast episode to wrap up the day. And hopefully between all of that, that'll be multiple hours of content. And hopefully you found something that you have benefited from. Thank you for listening. Everyone have a great day. God bless.